Hey, what's going on, Cancers? Butch here. I am going to do your February read from now to the end of February. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. Um, with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what's going on for Cancer? What's going on for Cancer from now to the end of February? All right, Cancers. So the first thing that I see, Cancers, I feel like there is someone coming in, but I feel like this is someone. This is someone that you know. You're gonna know this person, and I feel like this is someone. I feel like in the past, I feel like that's when this person really had strong feelings for you, but I feel like they never really said it. I feel like there was something holding them back from telling you how they truly felt about you. And I feel like it caused some distance between you. They had something to say, but they couldn't say it. I feel like you may have been involved with someone else, or they may have been. I definitely feel like there was somebody else getting in the way. But like I said, with this person, I don't feel like they ever walked away from how they felt about you. They might have walked away from the situation, but they never walked away from how they felt. Those feelings that this person had for you are still there. There's no real letting go of that. And like I said, I feel like there was a self-imposed prison here with this person, and the Ten of Swords as well, the Eight and Ten of Swords. I feel like this person felt like they couldn't tell you before. And I feel like that caused them that feeling of defeat. They wanted something more from this, but they couldn't say it. One of the hardest things about having real feelings for someone is not being able to tell them. And they didn't feel like they could tell you before. But like I said, I do feel like this person is coming back into your life, and in a very big way. This person, like I said, they know what they want. Now, you may not have seen this because I feel like it was right there in front of you, but I feel like you may not have seen it because of the fact that this person was holding back. Like I said, I do feel like there was somebody else in the mix here. But like I said before, as well as I just get this overwhelming urge, like this person was holding back, and they're done with holding back. They know what they want, and they're not letting it go again. They're not letting you slip through their fingers again. With that King of Wands, very passionate. They're coming back for you, and they're coming back for you in a very big way. They're reaching out and they want to grab you and hold on and never let you go. They know what it feels like to let you go. They don't want to feel that way again. This is someone I feel like you have a very strong bond with. And I feel like that was a lot of the pain that they went through. And I feel like you went through some pain as well, because I feel like when you're around the person you're meant to be with, even if you don't realize it, I feel like you still feel it. And when they're gone, you still feel that loss. We have the Two of Cups. I feel like there's a very deep bond between the two of you. With that Lover's card, very, very soulmate type energy. Sometimes we meet our soulmates in a wrong time. We may have something else going on, or things maybe not be going right in our life, and just so many different factors that can contribute. But I always like to say, like, I feel like you're always heading toward your person, but don't worry about that so much. You just think of it as like a crossroads. You're heading this way, they're heading this way, and you're eventually going to meet. And sometimes if it doesn't work out, then I feel like it comes back. It's almost like it's an X and then an X. You know what I mean? It just keeps coming back. Like there's always going to be a moment where they come back to each other until things are the right moment. Until that right moment hits, it'll keep continuously doing that. And sometimes, like, you may have someone in your life that is very important to you, that means a lot to you, and then it's almost like they're gone. You know, 1 minute they're just gone, but then they find their way back to you. And if someone keeps finding their way back to you, that's a sign, and that's a sign that we should pay very close attention to. Like I said, it's not always going to work out first time around. It may not work out the second time around, but I feel like there's always going to be opportunities with that person you're meant to be with. I don't feel like there's one and done opportunity. Like I said, I do feel like this person is coming back in a very big way. And I feel like in the scenario before, it just wasn't right. The timing wasn't right, but I feel like the timing's right now. I feel like you're exactly where you need to be. I feel like this interception, this crossing path is the one that you've been waiting for. I see a lot of happiness. I feel like this person has been thinking a lot about you. And even so much as to say is I feel like you've been thinking about this person, which is going to make it even more surprising when this person shows up. Thinking about them and only them thinking about you and only you. And that, just the thought of you makes them happy. Just the thought. When you're waiting for Christmas, it's coming, but the buildup sometimes can be everything. And with this person, the buildup to them coming back to you, it's everything for them. I feel like the moment they come forward, it's a huge release of anxiety. That anxiety goes away. All those buildup. If you ever had something important coming up in your life and you're waiting for it, and the moment it comes and it comes in a good way, it's that release of anxiety. If you're waiting for the results for a test, when you get the results and you pass with flying colors, it's that release. You waited and you had so much anxiety to build up to this point, but then when the moment comes and you finally get the answer you're looking for, it's like that release. I feel like you guys are on the same page. And this is someone, like I said before, they really care about you and they will put in the work for you. And sometimes we have moments in between. And like I said, it's like a woven track. I mean, we keep coming back to each other. And it's very common. Like sometimes the right person can come into your life, but if you're involved with someone or they meet you and they're involved in someone, that's not the right time. And I truly believe when you're meant to be with someone, it'll find a way. Like this person has found their way back to you. They never let go. And like I said before, I feel like things weren't right. And this is not the type of person that's going to move in a situation that isn't right. Before, like I said, they might have felt distant. They might have felt, like they were in that self-imposed prison. They built their walls up around them. And it wasn't because they didn't want to let you in. It's because they weren't ready to let you in. But they're ready now. The sky's the limit here. I mean, we have I could pick the card up, it'd be great. We have the Sun card, and we have the Ten of Cups. A lot of happiness. A lot of forward movement. I mean, we also have the Chariot as well. But I mean, a lot of forward movement. I feel like the potential of this connection, I don't see an end in sight. There's so much potential here. And I feel like up until now, we never exposed that potential, but now we are. And like I said, this person's coming back and they're taking a huge leap of faith. But it's the only way to go for them. Sometimes we just got to jump and hope that we get caught. It's... I watched that movie Hitch one time, and it was like sometimes you just got to jump and hope to hell that other person catches you. Like I said, with the World card, that Two of Cups, very special bond. And the World card is being exactly where you need to be. The one thing that I do enjoy is, like I said before, I mean, I do feel like this person. I feel like there's already been that establishment of trust. I feel like there is some trust between the two of you. And sometimes the right person can be our life. Sometimes that right person is in our life. Even if we don't realize it, it's because sometimes we're too close to it. I mean, I'll tell you a story here when story's time's up, but we'll finish the read first. With this, this person coming back, taking that leap of faith, with that King of Cups, is very mature emotionally. This person isn't making, you may meet someone and they fall for you instantly, and then they jump in with both feet. This is not that person. This person already knows you. They already know what they're getting into. What they're jumping into is putting themselves out there, leave themselves vulnerable to you. Because when it comes to love, you just got to put yourself out there. And it is a risk sometimes. It's not always the easiest risk to take, but I feel like when it's meant to be, you'll take that risk. I see a lot of happiness. Like I said, with that Sun card, we have the Family card, but I also see the Nine of Cups, a lot of emotional fulfillment. This person's going to be there for you. Like I said, with that Eight of Pentacles, showing up, putting in the work. The Seven of Pentacles being on the same page. And I feel like it's about damn time, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like having someone in your life that actually cares about you, that actually, shows up for you, puts in the work for you, for you and them together. Nothing beats that. But like I said, I feel like when past cross, I feel like there's times in life when you can cross somebody's path and you feel something, but you're so focused into something else, so you can't really engage into that. And sometimes you're with someone else, or you're dealing with something else, and it may not even be another relationship. It could just be, life problems. So you're not seeing what's right in front of you. Now with this person, I mean, we have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. We have Leo. We have some Gemini, some Libra, some Aquarius, some Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. But I mean, like I said, it's sometimes we're not in the right place. We meet the right person at the wrong time. But I feel like if it was really the right person, that opportunity will present itself again. And like I said, with story time, a buddy of mine, a person that I know, not really a close buddy, but the person that I know, associate. um, his parents had him. They weren't really together. They just kind of, you know, hooked up a bunch of times. They had him, and it didn't work out. And when he turned 12, I remember they got back together, and they've been together ever since. Now, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They weren't ready 12 years before that. Before, they just weren't on the same page. It didn't work out. But sometimes things have to run its course. And sometimes you meet the right person at the wrong time. It doesn't mean it's the wrong person. And like I remember he was talking about it one night, and we were all hanging out at this party, and he was kind of talking about it, how his parents got back together, and it was so weird because, like, he never knew them together. They had other boyfriends and girlfriends, you know what I mean? Like, they were never together his whole life until he was 12. But the point of the story is, it's like, he said when they were around each other, they always got along. When pickups came, his mom was meeting his dad to pick him up, or vice versa. They always seemed to have this really good relationship. But that's what I mean. I feel like sometimes that just happens. You're with someone, there's something going on there, but we don't really pick it up because one or both of us aren't ready for it. And his parents were, I think, 17, 18 years old when he was born. They didn't experience life yet. You got to know not to force that either, because if they would have forced it, if they would have caused themselves, if they would have stayed together and tried to make it work, I feel like they would have pushed themselves so far away from each other that they could never get back to it. But that's what I mean. Sometimes you can meet the right person. It could feel right to you. It doesn't mean it's wrong if it don't work. It just means the wrong time. But that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.